The Seerah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, part 36. Now, soothsayers have been mentioned before. Soothsayers, fortune tellers, kahins are people who used to subjugate and imprison or get under their control demons and shaitans and jinns. They used to take them under their control. And the way they used to do that, one of the ways they used to do that is that they used to worship the jinn or worship the devil, the shaitan, and because of that, then the shaitan and the jinn would do things for them. And so these soothsayers, what they would do is they would get these shaitans and these devils, these jinns under their control, and then they would send them up into the skies. And then when the angels are speaking in the heavens, these shaitans would go and hide, and they would pick up information. They would come back to the soothsayers, and then they would inform the soothsayers that I heard two angels talking about what's going to happen tomorrow, and what Allah's planning or what Allah's going to do, because the angels are up there with Allah, so the angels get to know about what's going on. And so sometimes when the angels are speaking, then these shaitans used to go up and they used to nick information from there. So this is what soothsayers were. And even in this day and age, you get some psychics, you get some soothsayers, fortune tellers. These are all from that same kind of category. More recently, even now there's psychics around, even in England. More recently, the famous one, recently meaning still a few hundred years ago, but he's been made more popular recently. His name was Nostradamus. He was a Frenchman, and he's made all these predictions, and some of the predictions also came true. So this is why these soothsayers become so popular with the people. But we, as Muslims, we know that why did some of their predictions come true? Because their shaitans were nicking information from above, from the heavens. So when Abdul Masih says, I'm going to go to my uncle in Syria, who's a soothsayer, whose name was Satih. This Satih guy, how did he have information, which I'm going to tell you about in the coming recordings? Because he was a soothsayer, because he had shaitans going up and nicking information. And so the basic procedure was that shaitans, jinnat would go up into the heavens, they'd nick information from there, then they'd come down. They wouldn't be able to get too much information, but whatever information they got, they'd bring it down, and then the soothsayer would listen to this, and then he'd add his own information in there. Because he can't give one or two snippets to the public. Public want more information. Public are greedy for news. So he'd add his own thing in there. And so what people would find is that some of the stuff wouldn't come true, and some of the stuff would. And it's because of the stuff that would come true that people then really respected and loved and followed these fortune tellers and soothsayers. So that was a procedure of the soothsayers. But then Allah Ta'ala put an end to that, because when Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was going to come as a prophet, Allah Ta'ala decided to lock up the heavens and to close down this whole thing, so that the wahi, the last wahi of Allah, the wahi of the Quran, would be protected and wouldn't be tampered with by the shaitans, by the jinnat. And so the heavens have been locked down now. And so even in this day and age, if a soothsayer sends his shaitan up into the heavens, it's not like it was before. Before the coming of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the shaitans could just go up there easily and come back down. Now Allah Ta'ala says, Inna zayyinna as-samaa ad-dunya bi zinatin al-kawakib wa hifdhan min kulli shaytanin marid, in Surah Safat. Allah Ta'ala says that I have decorated the skies with the stars, but the stars are also missiles for the rebellious shaitan, because when the shaitans try to go up there, then the angels, they chase them, and then they shoot these stars at them, and then the shaitan gets burnt. So this is also an irhas. Some ulama say that this irhas took place, the locking down of the heavens took place at the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's birth, and some say that it took place at the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam being given prophethood at the age of 40. But, whenever it did happen, it did happen. And Allah Ta'ala has locked down the heavens now, so no one can go up there and nick information except that they'd get shot at by the angels. So that's what a soothsayer was, and that's why you'll understand more about Satih that I tell you about in the next recording.